A horrific murder of a woman on her birthday. Who committed the brutal murder? Don't miss out. The psychics will come straight to the lair of the beast. This is the Psychic Investigations, a project of true and astonishing stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate mysterious paranormal phenomena and complex criminal cases. A public park around the downtown of Ukraine's capital. In this crowded area not far from a metro station, a young woman, strangled and half undressed, was found in the bush. Flowers lay beside her.
The victim wasn't raped.
The victim's identity was confirmed through the ID found in her purse. She worked as a senior cashier in one of the city's supermarkets.
The police called saying they found a body similar to Leuda and that I had to come and identify it. I was shocked.
I hoped it was a mistake until the very end.
Leuda Komashnya was 32. She was the eldest among 4 children in her family.
I didn't just lose my daughter, but my life.
A few years ago, Leuda moved to Kiev and got a job. In just a few years, she rose from a regular cashier to the manager in a large supermarket.
Everybody liked and respected her at work.
Shortly before her death, Leuda hired her younger sister, Olena, to work with her. Together, they rented a modest apartment on the other side of the city.
Leuda left work at around 5 p.m. and disappeared. Her sister was the last to see her.
She was cheerful and laughed a lot.
The strange thing was that Leuda's body was found in the opposite direction of the route she would normally take on her way home. Her relatives say she had no friends or acquaintances in that area.
For 2 days after the murder and until the body was found, there was heavy rain. All traces of the crime that might have remained at the scene were lost.
The psychics are our last hope.
We contacted the psychics, asking them for help and hoping they might guide us and help find the perpetrator.
To unravel this complex case, psychic Kyle Alekperov flew from Azerbaijan to Ukraine. He is now at the Central Railway Station, meeting his colleague Larisa Hutsanu.
I see a man crying over a young woman's grave. He's around 50 years old. It could be the victim's father. He kneels, puts 3 red flowers on her grave, and repeats, "Death for death."
It has something to do with love, passion, and relationships.
Let's go. The victim's family is already waiting for us.
Maria, the mother.
I am Elena, the sister.
I need to see the place where she was found.
Let's go to 7/9 Kaisarova Street.
And I'd like to see where you last saw your sister alive.
Kyle Alekperov and the victim's sister head to the supermarket, while Larisa Hutsanu and her mother go to the location where her body was found. The investigator in the case should also arrive at the scene.
She loved you and your son a lot.
She was his godmother.
Leuda's biggest dream was to have a child of her own.
She even said, "I don't even hope to marry anymore. All I want is to at least have a child," because their youngest sister, Olena, has a child, and Oksana, her middle sister, has 3 kids already. But Leuda, being the eldest, had none.
Let's go inside. I need to try to feel Leuda's energy. Your sister was in a festive mood that day.
It was her birthday. She bought a cake and juice. We greeted her here, and then she left. But nobody knows where she went.
I immediately saw the number 32. I felt that the woman was supposed to die at this exact age. But why?
You received a sign before her death. Something like birds.
You know, a bird knocked on the window pane.
It was one of your family members who passed away, coming to you in the form of the small bird.
My mother died young, too. She was also 32.
This is something karmic. It might be a family curse. Let's go. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I'm the investigator.
Maria had never been to the scene of her daughter's murder, as her younger daughter, Olena, went to identify the body.
It's so hard.
Come on, let me show you.
I sense it was here.
Correct. This is where the victim's body was found.
A woman wouldn't come here at night. Half of her body is uncovered. Her underwear is missing.
A large vehicle of a fair color stood here. A man was sitting at the wheel, waiting for your sister. I'm not sure if I'm seeing the day of her death, as this man was here quite often.
There's a witness who saw a white van. It was around 3 or 4 p.m.
Could you please describe him?
He has dark, short hair with bald patches. Your sister knew him well, and so do you. But right now, I'm seeing the letter A. His name starts with an A.
Yes, I get it. She had a friend. His name is Alexander. He's a van driver and delivers goods to different stores.
It turned out that Leuda had been dating the man for several months, right until her death. He worked as a dispatcher for a trading firm and lived not far from the city.
What color van did he drive?
He had a white van. He suggested that Leuda would come to live with him after her birthday. She told him she needed to think about it and promised to answer later.
The couple had agreed to meet after Leuda celebrated her birthday with her colleagues.
I hear her talking to this man on the phone on the day of her death.
According to Alexander's testimony, Leuda allegedly canceled their meeting during their conversation, and he went home.
The fact that Leuda changed her mind about celebrating her birthday with her boyfriend seems strange. Is it possible that Alexander is lying and he did meet Leuda on the evening of her death? And could he be the one who killed her?
Strangely, my book shows me that your sister didn't want to live with that man. It seems she refused his proposal.
Could the man have come to Leuda's workplace to talk to her, and their argument ended tragically?
I feel a blow to my whole body. It's going to my head, my temple, and I can taste blood in my mouth. Oh, I feel sick.
Oh my God.
Larissa! Larissa!
Put her head up from the snow.
He's beating me. He's strangling me.
Get up!
Can I sit a little?
It seems the clairvoyant is experiencing what Leuda went through in her final moments.
And all I hear is a letter. A. And this is it. Is it possible that the murderer's name starts with an A?
Both psychics, miles apart, sensed the same thing. A name starting with the letter A. Does this mean that Leuda's boyfriend murdered her?
At the interrogation, the man claimed he didn't visit Leuda's workplace on the 14th. He said he spent the day working, delivering goods to other supermarkets in the capital.
I have a photo. Look, could he have murdered her?
I see a gray cloud around this man at the level of his heart. A curse of celibacy has been cast on him, but he's not the murderer.
Alexander was one of the main suspects in the case. His alibi was thoroughly checked by the police. He was at home during the night of Leuda's murder.
The man had genuine feelings for Leuda. He was deeply affected by her death. I suddenly smelled something strange, like I was holding a fresh newspaper. It smelled of ink. I think this smell is connected to the killer. Perhaps he works in a newspaper kiosk or a library. I sense heavy energy coming from there.
She was going there to be murdered, right?
I'm afraid, yes. She took this path quite often. It's her regular route home.
Yes. She would take this path on her way to work and home. She did it almost every day.
3 kilometers away in a desolate place where Leuda's body was found, Larisa Hutsanu continues her investigation. The police investigator has to leave her for a while. He's urgently called to another assignment.
It seems to me the killer was here before. He either works here or lives not far from this place.
I see her approach here. And a man is waiting for her.
Who was the man?
He smells of books,
I don't know anyone like that among her acquaintances.
and he has tattoos on his body. On his forearm, some intertwined lines.
Did the tattoo mean something to him?
It could mean that the man has been in prison and Leuda wasn't his first victim. And the murderer is energetically tied to this area.
The psychic's feelings coincide. Larisa Hutsanu claims that the killer either lives or works nearby.
He led Leuda in that direction.
My sister wouldn't go with someone she didn't know.
The feeling was haunting me from the very beginning. Leuda didn't just know her killer. When she looked into his eyes, she was mesmerized by him.
What does the psychic mean? Could the man have used hypnosis?
I asked my book for a clue. And the book showed me 3 graves. One belonged to Leuda. The second was her aunt's. And the third was her grandmother's. All these women died at the same age.
At the beginning of the investigation, Larisa Hutsanu felt that Leuda died at the same age as her grandmother.
This is something karmic. It might be a family curse.
My sister died when she was also 32.
I saw red flowers on the graves of all the 3 relatives. I see a man crying over his daughter's grave. He lays 3 red flowers and says strange words. Death for death. But who is that young woman, and how is she connected to Maria's family?
I decided to summon Leuda's spirit and ask her to show me her killer and bring me to him. Hold this in your hands. Leuda, come and tell us about your killer. She says, Mom, I love you so much. Forgive me.
Why didn't you come to me for your birthday?
She's asking me to embrace you.
My dear, my darling, describe your murderer.
She says he's young and strong, and he has fair hair and eyes. He has huge physical strength. He had bars in his life. She's calling me somewhere. Let's go.
Larisa and the victim's mother follow where, according to the clairvoyant, Leuda's spirit is calling her.
On the way, Leuda's spirit was telling me something incoherent, that her death was a payment for a dead girl. A close relative was to blame, perhaps Maria's grandfather. There's some sin on him, you understand?
I don't know such facts about him.
The woman didn't recall any details about her grandfather right away, but a few days after the filming of the program, Olena called us and shared what her mother remembered.
The name of Mom's grandfather was Aksenti. He was a significant figure in our village, occupying a high post. During the revolution, they appointed him head of the villagers' committee. He was like a judge back then. Of course, Aksenti, Mom's grandfather, sent people to prison and dispossessed them during the revolution.
I see a room with many people in it. A mature man stands, facing a younger man. He gives an order, and the younger man ends up in jail. Then I see his wife. She stands on a cliff. and then she jumps off. She blames the older man for everything. He must answer for everything. He and his family, death for death. The woman was a little over 30, and that's the age women in the guilty man's family are dying.
But Leuda was killed by a real person, and the perpetrator must face punishment.
She's calling me over there, to those houses. We need to hurry.
I have this strange feeling. I sense danger. Larissa. Something's wrong with her.
Some kind of fear. I feel she's afraid of this place or the man who lives here. She's pointing. Over there. Wait. Okay. I've lost her. I've lost her. She's afraid of this place. Let's start knocking on doors. One by one.
Larissa's in danger. Phone her now.
She's not answering.
The crew's mobile phones are on silent mode during filming. No one picks up.
Where was your sister found? Think quick.
7/9 Kaisarova Street.
Let's go there, quick.
Somebody left the yard. Hello.
Hello? What happened?
I'm a psychic, and I'm conducting an investigation. Let me describe the person I'm looking for. It's a young man of around 30 to 32 years old. He's blue-eyed, muscular, and light-haired.
Over there. See those cars?
That way?
Yes, that way.
Thank you so much.
As the psychic approached the indicated house, one of the cars suddenly pulled away.
Wait, hello.
No, take away the camera.
Are you afraid of something or what? The man I stopped might be related to the person we're looking for. Madam.
Where are they? Try to call your mother.
Maria answered after a few tones.
Mom, where's Larissa? Is she with you?
Tell her they must stop. They're heading straight into the lair of the beast.
Mom, listen. Don't go anywhere. Stop. Don't go anywhere. The connection lost.
We must go there.
Open up. Nobody wants to answer.
Larissa. Why are you not answering?
I was contacting the spirit.
I sense the smell of printed books from this place. It's the same scent I picked up near the metro, where Leuda met her killer. Let's ask the neighbors who live here. Is the person who lives in this house related to books? Do they probably print or sell them?
Those people work in printing.
We've identified a family of 5 living at the address. These are parents and their 3 adult sons. 2 of the brothers have previous criminal records.
We're on the right track, but no one wants to talk to us.
It seems there's nobody home.
We saw a man here just minutes ago, but he fled.
They probably ran because they saw the cameras. It seems they have something to hide. Larissa, we should pass on the information we've gathered to the investigator. Let's leave this place.
The psychics return to the scene where Leuda's body was found, and the investigator in her case joins them there.
We found where the potential murderer lives.
While I was working with the photo, I felt that she, like a fish, was caught in a net. The net might be the internet.
After work, she would often spend the entire night online, chatting with someone, but I don't know who it was.
The police detectives checked Leuda's social media friends list.
One of the men she communicated with deleted his profile from her friends list on the day of the murder. His name is Andrei.
The suspect's name starts with the letter A, the very same initial that the psychics have been sensing throughout the investigation.
The police check this man out. His registered address matches the location indicated by the psychics.
Your daughter went to meet this man. An unseen force drew her to him. It was the force of revenge that had been haunting Leuda's family. And she couldn't resist it. She was doomed.
Why was she killed?
The man had been drinking, and he started making advances toward her shamelessly. Your daughter refused him because she wanted more than a casual fling. She sought a real, strong family. This angered the man. He started beating her, and then he strangled her. He couldn't stop.
Our forensic expert concluded that she was beaten first and then strangled.
Was she killed here?
Right here, where we're standing. Then the killer put her over his shoulder and carried her away from prying eyes. The murderer deliberately took her clothes with him to mislead the investigation.
We are deeply grateful to the psychics for their assistance in the investigation.
Thank you.
Later, the police carried out a formal investigation, and as a result, the man who lived in the house that the psychics identified was taken into custody. He was charged with Leuda's murder. He has a tattoo on his forearm and a criminal record, just as the psychics sensed. A shocking investigation by the psychics. Dead children will come from the world of the dead to tell the truth about their mother. Victoria Marashko approached the psychics. Death is chasing the 30-year-old woman after she read a terrible comment from a woman she didn't know under her photo on the social media.
This is how you'll be dancing in hell. After I read it, I felt cold inside.
Soon afterward, Victoria had an awful car crash. It happened while Victoria's colleague was giving her a lift home from work.
A car appeared in front of us suddenly. It was hell. The police measured the distances we covered tumbling. It was 150 meters. I was thrown all over the car's interior until I fell out of it through the boot and fainted.
Victoria was found next to the car. She was pinned to the ground by a heavy wheel that fell off the car during the accident.
The doctors said they were surprised that I survived after such a crash.
After that, Victoria tried to find out who the woman from the social media who wished her to go to hell was, and it turned out to be Victoria's boyfriend's mother-in-law. Victoria's couldn't even imagine that the man she was dating was married. Later that evening, Victoria received a text message with a threat from an unknown number. It read, "You'll regret dating him." And the next day, an awful thing happened. All of a sudden, Victoria began suffocating and she felt she was fainting.
My body went numb and I felt dizzy. It felt I was blacking out.
Victoria was home. She started calling out to her sister, 17-year-old Diana, for help, but all in vain. With all the strength she had left, Victoria crawled to another room and found her younger sister lying on the floor, convulsing. Victoria barely got her phone and called an ambulance. Both sisters were delivered to the emergency care. The doctors hardly saved them.
I came to at the hospital. I was lying on a wheel stretcher, and my sister was standing next to me.
It turned out there was a gas leak in the lobby between the sisters and their neighbor's apartment. But the weird thing is that only Victoria and Diana suffered. Their neighbors, who were also home, didn't feel anything.
I'm very, very scared. I'm begging the psychics to come and help me.
Yana Pasinkova and Kayal Alekperov, two of the most powerful participants of the project, answered Victoria's call for help. My djinns say that I'll need a children's umbrella.
What for?
I tuned into Victoria yesterday night, and then I had a dream of a little boy and girl in a house. They were dead.
Oh, God.
The boy had the same umbrella in his hands. The room erupted in flames when he opened it, and I heard the words the kids said before they burned.
Alina will die soon.
But who is Alina? And who are the children? And what relation does it have to Victoria?
We will stop the deaths when 2 women tell us the truth about the dead children. Hello.
Hello. I was looking forward to seeing you. Help me, please.
It feels like you're on the list of the cursed.
Could it be my boyfriend's mother-in-law? She texted me curses.
Her threats are empty. They bear no magic.
Yana, but I feel that somebody did put a death curse Victoria.
Who could it be then?
You suffered from your mother. The curse is connected to her. Your mother didn't need you. She didn't need you or her other 2 children.
I have a brother and a sister, Ole and Diana.
Is it your sister?
Yes. I think of her as my mother, because she's really like a mother to me.
Victoria raised her brother and sister since they were born. Their father left their family long ago, and their mother was never at home.
She could be away for 3 or 4 days. She simply wouldn't let me go to school, claiming I needed to babysit.
Victoria is the only person who took care of you.
She would stay hungry herself, only to spare food for us.
When Victoria was 27, her mother was thrown in prison for murdering her partner. She took custody of her 15-year-old brother and sister, who's a year younger than him, so they wouldn't go to an orphanage. And then she took them to live with her. Thanks to her, today they both live and study in the capital city.
At that moment, I saw a picture from Victoria's past. I see you being raped.
I was 15 at the time. My mother took me somewhere with her and left me in a house with 2 men.
My God, but you were a child. This is insane.
What a horrible thing. The mother let her daughter, who was in school at the time, be raped.
You couldn't do anything.
I eventually escaped. I was barefoot and ran for about 3 kilometers without stopping. And when I came back home, my mother was smiling as if nothing had happened.
She was paid for what she did, for giving you to her friends.
But my book told me it wasn't her mother, no matter what an awful mother she was, who cursed her. And again, I saw the boy and the girl with the umbrella. You know, I had a dream of 2 children hiding under an umbrella. Do you possibly know what it could mean?
I had a dream. There was a gray house with a large window. It caught fire. And I tried to save them from there.
The little boy and girl?
Yes. I can't believe it's possible. I had the dream about a month before meeting the psychics. How come Kayal had it too?
The boy and the girl died. They're related. They're a brother and a sister. They died in fire.
The boy is fair-haired, and he's wearing a striped sweater. And the girl is dark-haired, dressed in something orange. My book says they burned in their house.
The children's spirits are haunting you.
Why are they doing it?
We must find out who these children are and why they chose you.
What if we check the information online?
There are many articles about the fire online, but only one piece mentioned a boy and his sister.
A brother and a sister died in a fire.
I saw these children.
They're haunting you, and you tried to save them in your dream.
I simply can't wrap my head about this fact.
To find out why the dead children kept haunting the woman, we needed to see the place where they died or were buried.
The following day, the psychics and Victoria are in the village where the tragedy occurred. Victoria has never been here before.
This is the house.
Victoria, is it the house you saw?
Yes.
Victoria couldn't imagine she would ever see the house from her dreams and recognize the large window through which she saved the boy and the girl in her dream.
This is the window. Why? I helped them. I helped them.
Victoria, you had no chance to save them. They started haunting you after their death. I see them. They are sitting on a couch, crying. These children went through a real nightmare.
They're terrified. They're holding to each other and they have nowhere to run.
I hear them say, "Mom! Mom!"
Are they talking to me?
I asked them, "Do you need Victoria?" And they said, "Yes, we need her." I couldn't understand why the children's spirits called Victoria their mother. I had a feeling that another woman had given them birth, and we had to find her.
A weeping woman, the dead children's grandmother, approaches the psychics.
I can't even imagine how you lived through it.
The boy's name was Sviatoslav. He was 6 years old, and his sister, Stasia, was 8. After the tragedy, their parents moved to the neighboring village, where they were given a new house. The grandmother still lives not far from here. When they learned that the psychics arrived in the village, the children's parents, Vera and Hrihori, also came.
Hello, Natalia.
Alina.
This is our daughter and sister of Sviatoslav and Stasia.
And then I recalled my dream. I heard the words of the children who burned. Alina will die soon.
Does this mean the children meant their elder sister? Did they predict her death? But why? And what does Victoria have to do with it?
There was a strange connection between Alina and Victoria. They had similar energy, as if they were sisters despite their not related.
This woman sees your dead children.
I covered them and took them out of the house.
Vera, do you know Victoria?
We've never met before. I was shocked to hear she'd seen Sviatoslav and Stasia in her dream. She's a stranger, but she saw my children.
I see that you escaped from the burning house, but the two children stayed inside.
I did not have time to. I tried to take them out.
It was a regular fall day. Alina was making dinner. The children were playing next to her. Apart from Sviatoslav and Stasia, there was also her 5-year-old daughter Sonia. Natalia was talking on the phone in the next room.
The blaze erupted within a matter of seconds.
We were told it could be caused by the ember that fell out of the stove. The space around the stove caught fire instantly. Thank God Natalia was quick enough to climb out of the window.
However, Alina, her daughter Sonia, and her little brother and sister didn't have time to reach the window.
The fire blocked the way. We couldn't leave through the door. I smashed the other window and threw Sonia out of it. When she fell, she didn't make any noise. I thought she'd hit badly and climbed out to check her.
You saved your daughter. It was a maternal instinct. I understand you well.
But when I tried to climb back in, it was too late. They were sitting on the couch in the corner, holding to each other. I remember their faces and how they screamed.
The fire was so powerful that it forced her back. It even burned her face.
I was 13 kilometers away when I had the call. I heard shouting in the phone, "Hrihori, your house in burning."
And you were somewhere nearby.
I was working in the shed. When I got out, I saw the kitchen burning. I ran to the door, but I couldn't open it.
The neighbors hardly held the mother back when she tried to climb through the window inside the burning house, where her children were.
I can't imagine how she lived through it all and what she feels now.
I sometimes take my phone and zoom in the photos to touch their noses and ears.
Burying your children is the worst thing of all. There's nothing harder.
I couldn't understand what could connect us, and I didn't know why I wanted more and more information about them.
My book says you both share the same curse.
I'd never seen her and we'd never communicated before, but I had the feeling that I knew her well, like I was looking in the mirror.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back. In my dream, the dead children were holding an umbrella, so I thought the family could possibly know what it meant.
Vera, what's wrong?
The umbrella?
I bought the same umbrella for Sviatoslav. We entered the store, and he saw it and started asking me to buy it, claiming it would protect him from everything.
I see a lake with beautiful white birds.
The pond. They like to come here. You could often see swans here.
Your children's spirits are standing next to the pond. The swans approach them. They're telling me a downpour. They also showed it in your daughter's dream.
Yes. Sonia has seen them recently. They told her it was raining, and they needed an umbrella.
Look, the fire was too strong. Only a downpour could put it out. This is why the children are in the rain in your dream. You had no chance of saving them even if you'd returned to the burning house. They want you to stop blaming yourself.
I must die. I don't deserve to live. These are your words.
I didn't want to live. I know I had to save them. But I could do nothing.
You cursed yourself. This is the strongest curse. You both are in the same situation.
You also cursed yourself. My book says that your child died and you blame yourself for it.
Yes.
I feel the child was conceived as a result of violence.
Wait, did you get pregnant when you were raped?
Yes, I had a son.
This is beyond shocking. After her mother gave her to two men to rape, the 15-year-old girl got pregnant. Victoria says she decided to give birth anyway, as it wasn't the baby's fault.
What happened to your son?
He died when he was 2 months old. I blame myself for leaving him home with my mother. I was 16 when my son Valerie died.
Victoria left her 2-month-old baby son with her mother for a few hours and went to the hospital in the town.
My mother told me she was feeding him from the bottle, and he began choking. She ran to our neighbors to call an ambulance, but by the time the doctors arrived, he had no pulse. She said, "Victoria, I'm sorry. I failed." And that was it.
The young mother loved her son a lot and dreamed to give him everything she hadn't received from her mother. After the boy died, she lost the meaning of her life.
I kept his photos under my pillow for a long time afterward.
It's not your fault he died. Your mother is to blame.
If I hadn't left, he'd be still alive.
The two women brought death upon themselves with their self-curses. Each of them blamed herself for being unable to save the children's lives.
But what do Stasia and Sviatoslav have to do with it all? Why does Victoria keep seeing them in her dreams?
I hear your children's voices. They're bound to Victoria because they claim she must be their mother.
How is it possible?
Reincarnation. Your children are supposed to be born to Victoria.
I want to have children badly.
A boy and a girl.
I keep praying God to be a mother.
They will come to this world through this woman.
This is why you keep seeing them in your dreams, Victoria. But your children can't reincarnate because you're holding them back with your guilt. And you won't let them come into the world with your self-curse.
I'd love you to help if you can.
Help us, please.
I wrote the names of Victoria's son and Alina's deceased brother and sister. The families had to release them.
Valerie, I love you so much. And I always feel your presence. I forgive my mother and myself.
I love you very, very much, and I let you go.
My dear babies, I let you go. I love you.
Bring me the umbrella, please. As water serves as a conduit between the realms of the living and the dead, I dipped the umbrella into the pond, which the children loved. They will come back. Victoria, you will have children later.
I'm a lot better now.
The love for life returned.
We promise each other to go on living.
Yes.
This is incredible. The awful tragedy, the loss of children, created a mystical bond between two perfect strangers. If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Many more unbelievable investigations are coming up.